So I can get anybody that would like a copy of this recording, I can totally get that to you after the webinar is finished. So I just wanted to give a quick overview of who we are as, an organization, and what kind of makes us stand out from other organizations in the point of sale space. So two big things about iConnect is going to be the fact that we are the first and only cloud-based point of sale system that's on the Windows platform. That is to say, we actually have a native Windows app. We're also the first and only one with a PayPal integration on the Windows platform. So that opens up a lot of really unique opportunities. Basically, if any device that runs Windows 8.1 or above, you can just download the app and actually run iConnect on that system. So, if it's like an HP touchscreen or a Windows Surface or anything in between, it definitely opens up some options for our clientele. So, the customers can pick the hardware setup that works best for them. They're not constricted to just an iPad or something like that. So moving on, so obviously I mentioned the Windows platform. Naturally, we have the iOS platform, and then there's also a web version. So, three different main ways to access the system. We have been in business since, it's going to be about like 15 years now. It started out as Inspire Smart Solutions, which is like a custom software development firm. Definitely still in operation. And, we did a bunch of different jobs that were kind of all over the place, building interview software and scheduling software for Chipotle, and CRM for Starbucks. We've worked with Regal, Crocs, Aveda, a lot of different people, and we kind of were working these custom solutions, basically put them together and into one solution, and that's what iConnect is kind of the combination of all those different custom software developments. And so that's how we've come to the iConnect solution. It offers the merchants are going to be able to have the real-time reporting, the remote access. It is going to help it enhance the customer experience. We've got a couple add-ons that are customer facing that are definitely very fun, and we can go into that later when I actually get into the product demo. And of course, we want to be able to offer them the EMV and the Apple Pay Ready solution. So that definitely helps out. We have, 15,000 merchants across 70 different countries. So it's not just domestic. Definitely a lot in Canada. I deal with a lot of people in, UK and Australia. And it's surprising, I also, will get people from, I have this one guy, he owns like 5 locations in Ghana. So it surprises me every day the merchants that come across my desk and how people from all over the world are using our system. And speaking of being all over the world, we actually have team members everywhere. I've got a developer I work with on a daily basis in Sydney. There are people in the Ukraine and Russia, and then some people are located in San Francisco, in addition to our Denver office. So, the iConnect family is all over the place. So, like I said, we're going to be available on the tablet, the smartphone, and the desktop. We're great from everybody from, the single location, small and mid-sized business, all the way up to the enterprise level. We have clients with hundreds and thousands of locations. So it's definitely a scalable solution. It's definitely a versatile solution. The 3 key verticals I would say that we're most suited for would be, and this is in no particular order, retail. Obviously we have inventory management and employee management features that are really important to anybody in the retail space. And in addition to that, we'll be rolling out a more refined version of our consumer app and our new e-commerce suite, sometime before the end of the year. So those are definitely really important, and that makes us a really nice fit in the retail space. After retail, I would say health and beauty. Because of the appointment booking and the way that we can handle commissions and all that kind of stuff, we're great for health and beauty. Anything from the nails to the hair, to like, more massage therapists and, skincare dermatologists. So we do definitely work well for them. I wouldn't say doctors, because I don't believe we have the HIPAA compliance, and that becomes an issue with that. But definitely in the health and beauty space. And last of all, I would say QSR is a very, very good fit for us. Anything pay at the counter. Now, traditional sit-down restaurants do use our system. I've worked with many of them myself and got them all set up, and they're totally happy with it. I would say that sometimes, though, it's a little bit of a stretch. We don't have the table layout screen, and there are a couple other little features that maybe don't make us 100% fit for the traditional sit-down restaurant. But anything QSR, whether it be a coffee shop or a deli or anything where they're going to be paying at the counter, like along the lines of like a Chipotle or something, we're going to be a really nice fit and definitely going to be able to help that owner, optimize his business. So, we are good for anybody from the brand new people that are starting out. Being the SMB director here at iConnect, I deal with a lot of people that are, just starting out, with their first business, with their first location. And so it's a little exciting. It's a little scary for them because, you've got to give them the confidence that they're going to run this system or run their business on this system. So it's a little bit difficult, but it's so easy to get everything set up. You just get them an iPad, they download the app. We can do a quick import to get their inventory into the system, and then they're up and running. And once they, get moving with the system and are using it and swiping and processing those payments, the user-friendly interface really starts to shine, and they start to really like the system, and they start to use it. And not only is it nice and smooth on the front end at the actual point of sale, but we have the back office, to back it up to where you can get all the analysis, you can run the reports, you can see the KPIs that are important, to you and your business. So it definitely helps more so than just the point of sale, but we've definitely got that nailed down. So we're good on the tablets, we're good on the mobile phone, and we'll be good on the web point of sale. So it does work on like, a Mac or a PC. We do have integrations, with the QuickBooks, and we can get people access to the APIs if need be. So, if you have any questions about that, please reach out. If you have a client that was looking for something like that, let us know. Just a nice little snapshot of us compared to, maybe like a more old school traditional point of sale. Right off the bat, it is going to be a little bit prettier, right, when you're using an iPad and a newsstand and everything's like Bluetooth connected and all that good stuff. It's also going to be cheaper, through our hardware partner, we're able to, get them a pretty good deal, whether it's lease or buy, and it ends up being around $1,100 per terminal. And then in addition to that, they'll have the monthly subscription costs because iConnect is subscription, month to month, no contract, no obligation. Our packages start at 50, and then they range up to 100, but we'll, discuss a little bit more about that later as far as pricing goes. Another really big draw that I find about the system is that it consolidates. So I'll deal with people who have existing businesses and maybe using multiple software suites to run their business. This for payroll, this for appointment booking, this for my inventory, and so on and so forth. I've seen people with 5 different systems for 5 different operations. iConnect can do all those things in one system. So it's a nice way to consolidate and cut costs from that aspect, because they can get those monthly service fees down from 5 different people that they're paying out to just us, and just using one system, one login, and it makes it really easy to keep everything in one place. It just makes their life a little bit simpler. It is easy to implement. Like I said, really once we get the app downloaded, just a quick import, and then we're ready to rock and roll. Obviously, we'll just get y'all will have the processing handled, and then after that, it's pretty much smooth sailing. Some other features that maybe I didn't touch about, there is a CRM, and we have a marketing suite. I know I said that we have integrations, but specifically we have like a MailChimp integration as well as a Twilio one. So that'll cover, the email marketing and the text message marketing. So we do have features that help with customer engagement and customer retention, which is what our loyalty program does. So all that's included in the system. This isn't like partition, like, you pay $50 a month, you get this much. You want the booking, you need to pay more. No, this is going to be all in one. Pay for the monthly subscription, you're going to get all these features. So just to know that it's not like partitioned off or modularized or anything like that. We talked about our verticals that we work well with. And like I said, even though we kind of say these are our three key verticals, I have all different sorts of businesses that the software works really well for. Everything from a gun store to a helicopter tour and everything in between. So it's really fun and exciting to see all the new applications that business owners find for our software. And now, of course, let's talk about the partner program. So right now we have the 20% residual income set up. We can get y'all, the branded landing page, and we will support your sales force. So how I usually recommend everything goes down is submit a lead through the landing page. If the customer or the merchant has a time that they want to meet, send our sales team a time and a phone number and a name, and we'll call and we'll run a demo, show them the software, establish whether or not it's a viable fit. Because I don't like to force a fit with the software. We don't want to waste, your time, the merchant's time, or our sales team's time. So, we're really quickly going to establish whether or not the software is going to work. And then after that, we're going to work with the merchant to get them, implemented, to get them supported, to get everything up and running so that they have as little downtime as possible, and then they can get swiping and get transacting, because that's good for everybody, right? There is also a white label partnership that we could definitely discuss at length should there be any interest in that. So like I said, this is really the flow. Once we get y'all the partner agreement, y'all can start submitting leads. Our sales team will work with y'all to, get these people educated on what the software can do, and then get them implemented in using the software. And then we can definitely set up calls, weekly or monthly, however you'd like, to, track, monitor, and review our progress to make sure that this partnership is always, running at full steam, as efficient as possible. There's just a couple of customers that we worked with. Goodwill was a recent addition. That's a really nice one. I love what they do over there. So now that we've gone through the deck, I'm actually going to hop over and we're going to take a look at the software itself. And, y'all feel free to ask any questions in the question thing, and I will address them later at the end of the call. Here is the web back office. So this is what you'll be looking at if you logged in from the website, or you would just go to iConnectPOS.com, log in. It would take you to this. So this is the back office where you'll be doing a lot of the setup, where they'll do their inventory management, employee management, things like that. If they're using a PC or a Mac, this is also going to be their point of sale, though. So they'll just hop right over to the register. Then they can run transactions and things like that. I'm not going to dive into the features. I just, want to go over really quickly what we've got. Like I said, the customer database, the employee management, so we can set up access permissions so that, certain employees can't do certain functions. Definitely a nice little security feature. We can, set up the commission rates, so those will automatically be calculated whenever certain items are sold. We have our inventory management, so you can make purchase orders within the system. We have a little reconcile thing, so when they do the hard count to see, what's the difference, is there any leakage, what's going on, all that stuff. So, there's the inventory management suite, the employee management suite. We have our marketing suite, which has the loyalty program, the discounts, text message and email marketing. We do have online booking, so any service-based business that wants their customers to be able to book online, we've got a little, iframe widget for them, and they can just copy and paste that onto their website. Then they're good to go. Import export is how we're able to, get those merchants' data into the system quickly and efficiently. And so that lets us keep the downtime to a minimum. We just use these templates to get information into the system. Something to make note of, going along those lines, talking about data. So when I work with people that are coming from a different system, whether it be ShopKeep or Revel or something else, and they're coming over to iConnect, some of my merchants have a hard time exporting data from their current system. Now, whether that's just like, purposely designed by the other system, or it's just maybe they weren't using it right, I'm not sure what it is, but a lot of people have trouble exporting data. And some people say that they simply can't export data with their current point of sale system. That is never going to be the case with iConnect. Any point in time, you can come in here and export transactional data, inventory data, employee performance data, whatever it is, you can export it to Excel, save it, print it, frame it, put it on your wall. It's all good. Your data is your data, and we're never going to hold it hostage. So I just wanted to clarify that for everybody. Obviously we have our reporting features. There's like 65 different reports in the system. So if there's a KPI that your merchant needs to monitor, we probably have a report that monitors it. So you can favorite them and put them on your little favorite reports list and all that kind of stuff. We do have a QuickBooks integration with both QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks Desktop. And that is very useful. A lot of people, that is a very big concern for them when they're selecting a point of sale system. Will it integrate with my accounting software? If it's QuickBooks, we definitely will. Now I'm going to try to pull my iPad up on this computer so that we can take a look at the mobile app a little bit closer. Perfect. So here we are. This is the iOS application. The Windows application looks very similar. There are like a few different little aesthetic things, but the functionality is all the same. So here we are at the register page. Oh, let me back it up. Let me go ahead and go to the user profile. So a couple things. We can totally do the time clock. Employees can come in, clock in with a little 4-digit PIN, and clock in and out on the system. We'll keep track of payroll. You can run a payroll report. If you're a multi-location business and you want to jump around between your locations, no problem. You can do that from here. Since I'm signed in, I can check my access permissions and see what's going on there. We can use the system. If the customer doesn't like the blue color, we do have a couple different options down here, so you can customize that somewhat. And of course, we also work in multiple languages. Like I said, people use the software around the world, and we're adding more languages in. Right now, we have Russian, Vietnamese, Mandarin Chinese, French, Spanish, and English. So that's where it's at right now. Let's go back to the register, and I just want to show y'all really quickly how easy it is to run a transaction. So I'm just going to tap these items. We can add a customer to the ticket if I wanted to. Let's add a guy in here. Let's say Chris is on the ticket. He is a member, so he gets member pricing. So that dropped everything down to $100 or to $0. For the sake of this demo, I'm just going to go back and hit charge so we have a total to deal with. Let's say we're doing $35 cash. Perfect. You're going to be able to email or print the receipts, hit close. And then also, so if they're paying with a credit card, they're going to sign on the iPad, and I'll show you what that screen looks like here. That'll be where they put it in the tip or anything like that. So here's what the confirmation screen for the credit card is. If they want a tip, we can do 15, 18, 20, 25. Those are customizable, those little buckets right there. Or of course you could, explicitly type in a different tip. I'll just do that and we'll sign on the dotted line. Beautiful. Now my card's going to get declined. I shouldn't have tried to process that. But yeah, so that's a little bit about how we run a transaction. I'm going to go back and show y'all the customer database. So here's what that looks like. Every customer profile is going to have all their receipts on it. So any transaction that customer has done, you can add notes. We can check their appointments. We can even add a photograph to their profile with Lookbook. Here is the booking screen. So you'll see here the employees along the top. We can filter that and view just one and single employee, or we can view everybody. You can view by department, so we've got some customization there. Clear that. So we're going to go back to everybody. When you tap on an appointment, that'll bring up the details. We can get appointment reminders and confirmations set up in the system with like the text message or the email marketing. No problem there. If I hit checkout now, it's going to take this right back over to the register, populate the ticket, with the service, add the customer to the ticket, add the salesperson, so you're ready to go and ring them up. You can also add a couple more items here. So if they're buying some retail too, and if you ever need to delete an item off the ticket, you just swipe to the left and delete it like a text message. Let's see. One last little add-on feature. So this is walk-in. If you're a service-based business and they have, a waiting room, this can be a customer-facing screen. All the text and pictures are customizable. The customer would walk in, tap to check in, enter in their phone number, and then it's going to go to the next screen. It's going to say, "Good afternoon." I'm going to go ahead and hit next, finish. Now I'm checked in for my appointment. That's what the customer is going to see. Now, what the employee will see is right here at the register. We'll go to the walk-in menu, and we'll see all the different people that are waiting in the waiting room, how long they've been there, so they can really quickly call who's next, or if the manager wants to walk in and check and see why are my wait times so high, that's something that you could do as well. So that's a little bit about the mobile application. And I'm going to hop back over to here. So I saw a question pop up, so I'm just going to go ahead and take a look at that really quick. Yeah, okay, so the question is, if a customer had the hardware like an iPad or a Windows tablet, do they still need to pay the $1,100 and the $100 fee? So that $1,100 was just like an average price for the terminal. When they go to the hardware page, which would be here, they can pick and choose. That's just on average how much it might cost to build a nice one. And that's like the higher end one. I think that was the price for like the POWA unit, which would be like, no, it looks like that's $1,300. So there are other less expensive bundles. And obviously, like if they're using a Windows, if they have an iPad and they just want to download the app, then that's going to be no hardware cost, right? So $1,100 was just like an estimate for how much the average register might cost. I have customers that already have a printer and already have an iPad, and so they end up not buying hardware at all, and they can use their existing hardware. So, yeah, thanks for asking that, Stefan. I'm glad I was able to clarify. Yeah, and there is an option to lease. I'll just send this link out to everybody. And I answered that question with a link to the hardware page. So if y'all want to go check that out, there's definitely lease and purchase options. There is packages, and then you can get everything individually. And this is like our little page, so everything on here is compatible with our system. Does anybody else have any other questions? I pretty much went over the product overview. I don't want to go like too specific into the details of how everything works. I just wanted to show you what functionality is there. So we do have the marketing suite, we do have inventory management, we have the reporting, we have the remote access. You can manage your employees and from anywhere. And then we're always going to have the QuickBooks integration. We'll have support and implementation for your clients the whole time they're here. So they have any questions about, using the software, if they need training for their staff, we're here and we can do that. We'll basically do a screen share with the merchant and any of their staff members that are going to be using the system. We'll talk through the workflows together. We'll show them how everything is going to work. And then, when they're confident and when they're comfortable, then they'll, start using it. And so that's pretty much how that flow goes down. Yeah, it's 20%. And to answer your question, Stefan, the 20% residual is on that monthly fee. The monthly fee is based off of users. So, like I said, it starts at like $50 a month, and that's like 2 users. The next package is 100 for 10. If they have like 5 or 6, then we put it somewhere in between. We usually tack on users for like $10 for an extra user, and then you get 20% of that monthly software fee will be mailed to you in a check quarterly. Sorry. All right. Any questions from anyone? All right. Well, if there's no more questions, I can go ahead and let me send out my email, or I'm not sure if everybody has it. That'll be my direct email. I just responded to that last question with. So, if anybody wants some more information, if y'all need some documents or anything like that, or if I can get a partner agreement over to you, just let me know, and I will get that right over to you as soon as possible. We do have another webinar scheduled for tomorrow at this time, so if anybody was joining late and they want to catch that one, we can do that as well. Right now, we've been on the line for about 30 minutes, and I'm not getting any more questions. So we can just kind of call it a wrap for today. Okay, so yes. Okay, yeah, Melissa, absolutely. You will need a partner agreement, and I have that partner agreement. If I need to get that over to you, I'll totally send that out as soon as we get off the webinar. And y'all can always reach out with any questions to sales@iConnectPOS.com. That'll go to our whole sales team, so somebody will grab it really quick. And then also, I responded with my email. So y'all can reach out to me directly. Would this work for a mini mart? Mini mart, do you mean like a supermarket or like a grocery store, Anthony? I'm not sure what a mini mart is. If you're talking about like a grocery store or like, a corner store or convenience store, absolutely. Plenty of people use it. Any for sure. If it's just like a neighborhood grocery store, we don't have a scale integration at this time, so that can get a little bit tricky. I've found a couple workarounds for it, but we're looking for a USB scale to integrate with. So if anybody has any ideas on that, please shoot me a link because would definitely love to know about it. But yeah, so we don't have a scale integration, but we're able to get around that in a couple of different ways, and I'll work with the merchant to, find a workflow that they're comfortable with. But I would definitely say we can work for the mini marts, Anthony, for sure. Okay. Um, any questions? All right. So another thing, really quick, that I'd like to mention, if you have anybody who, if it's a merchant and they're not necessarily like a retail or a QSR, but they're maybe more in the event-based space, like, and they need like a ticketing platform or something like that, we have an integration with Ticket Socket, so we could probably help them out with that as well. So, just a little heads up, if you have somebody that needs like a ticketing platform, we can handle that and then handle their point of sale in conjunction with like their admissions with our Ticket Socket integration. Okay. I'm not seeing any more questions come in, so I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this webinar up today. I hope this was helpful. I really am thankful for all of y'all of, giving me a little bit of your time today. If I can answer any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a great day, and I will have this recording. I can send it out to everybody who attended. Thank you so much, and have a good day.